It's Monday, October 28th. Here's what we're working on this morning. Niagara police are investigating a shooting at a house in Welland.
Flu shots are now available to the general public.
And Adele bursts into tears, embracing Celine Dion in concert. Good morning. Hey.
Hello, friend.
Hi, I missed you.
Missed you too.
Thanks.
You're not going away again, are you?
No.
You're here.
I'm here for a while.
Yay.
Yeah.
Good to have you back.
Nice relaxing week off.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, it was.
How was the weather down there?
It was perfect.
Was it?
It was perfect. So good morning to you,
Hey, Steve.
So yeah, I was in Florida for the week and zero rain, and the temperatures were comfortable.
Comfortable.
Like it was warm and comfortable.
Okay. What did you miss here? What did we have last week? Oh, we still had that warmth.
Yep.
In all of last weekend, and then it got a little bit cool. I was
done
up
okay.
I was up yesterday morning. I was at the Niagara Marathon.
Okay.
And it was a chilly start, Steve.
It was cool. I was out for a walk yesterday. I had my gloves on.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It was a cold start, and another one today. What do we got this week?
Well, this week we've got all kinds of things. Of course, we've got Halloween coming up Thursday. Everybody wants to know what's the weather going to be like. It hasn't changed since yesterday, but it has changed since 2 or 3 days ago. But we'll get to that in the next little while. So just a couple of minutes past 6 here on your Monday. Thanks for joining us, by the way, on Morning Live. Let's have a quick look and see what's happening on the roads. It seems to be, depending on where you are, a little busy. Down towards Niagara, starting today, not so much so. So a quick look down there. We're seeing conditions down around the Skyway Bridge. Again, in pretty good shape. Coming out of the Niagara area, along Millen Road into Stony Creek, traffic's moving along in good shape. Up by the Burlington Skyway Bridge, starting to build up here, but eastbound coming towards us here. Not so bad right now. By the time we make the turn to Guelph Line, 403 QEW joining up there, starting to get a little bit more traffic. Up by the Ford plant, seeing no major problems. 403 west of King Road, all right. West of Mavis Road along the 403, traffic's building a little bit. Up by Pearson Airport, things are moving okay, but starting to build right now. One last camera here, 401 west of 400, looking in pretty good shape. So good start to the day, although it is a little busy, as I mentioned, in some areas. And we'll check up on things in just a few minutes and have a look at your weather for the next few days.
Thank you, Steve. Niagara police this morning are investigating a shooting in Welland. It happened in the area of McAlpine Avenue and Lincoln Street, just down the street from the city's hospital. Police posted on X about a heavy presence in the area just after 11 o'clock last night, urging people to avoid that area. A freelancer tells us there were multiple bullet holes in the front of a house. There were reports from neighbors of shots being fired in that area around 10 o'clock last night. It is unclear if the shots came from inside or outside the home, and we don't know if there have been any injuries reported. We have reached out to Niagara Regional Police for more information.
Well, Hamilton General Hospital got a new MRI machine. This took place on Saturday morning, and it took a little bit of time because it was delivered to the hospital. It took several hours to unload and then install the medical device into the building. Hamilton Health Services says the new MRI machine has a more powerful magnet with improved speed and imaging quality to better help doctors diagnose and also treat patients. The HHS reports they're conducting over 30,000 MRI scans every year. The new machine will bring the total number of MRIs in Hamilton to 5.
Flu shots are available for the general public starting today as we head into respiratory illness season. Anyone in Ontario 6 months old and older can get their flu shot at a doctor or nurse practitioner office, pharmacies, and some public health units. The vaccine has already been available for more vulnerable and high priority individuals. That was at the start of the month. Health officials recommend getting both the flu shot and an updated COVID-19 vaccine as a first line of defense to protect yourself from circulating strains.
That's why I consider vaccines to be some of the best forms of medicine that we have, because you're actually activating your body's immune system by giving them little pieces of these viruses to play with. So if you imagine having to be able to practice before you get into the game, that's what vaccines do for our body. So in a way, we're just making our bodies stronger by allowing them to be able to recognize what these viruses or these intruders would look like.
Ontario's Ministry of Health says it's safe and convenient to get both the flu shot and updated COVID shot at the same time.
National cooperation is needed to close loopholes criminals can use to resell stolen cars. That's the word from Federal Transportation Minister Anita Anand. Her office has sent letters to her provincial and territorial counterparts calling for meetings to discuss the issue of revinning. When thieves change the vehicle identification numbers on stolen cars before being resold, it is considered to be revinning. So on Sunday, Ontario's transportation minister said the federal government also needs to step up when it comes to bail reform.
We're working on legislation to bring in some of the toughest penalties on the impacts of revinning that are taking place. As a government, we have stepped in to also produce legislation that is before the House that would take away licenses from people who are caught stealing vehicles. But ultimately, what we need here to stop auto theft in our communities is bail reform. You know, these criminals are getting back out into our communities, stealing multiple cars, sometimes in the same day, sometimes getting arrested just after getting bail in court parking lots. So it's something that the federal government also needs to step up on.
So that's Ontario's Minister of Transportation, Prabmeet Sakaria. But Anita Anand's office also says the long-standing interprovincial record exchange can assist in detecting revinning and that all provinces and territories need to participate fully in the system.
Food Banks Canada has released this year's Hunger Count report, and it warns that Canada has reached grim new milestones. The annual survey of food bank use in this country says rapid inflation, housing costs, and insufficient social supports are driving poverty and food insecurity. The CEO of Food Banks Canada says banks are pushed to the brink and low-income Canadians need help now. The organization says it recorded more than 2 million visits in March. That's an increase of 6% over last year and nearly double the visits that were made in 2019. One urgent recommendation from this report is a groceries and essentials benefit to help tweak the existing GST credit that goes to low-income families and to make it a monthly credit instead of a quarterly one.
To Ottawa, and Prime Minister Justin Trudeau faces two big political deadlines this week. The first, that's today. 24 Liberal MPs delivered a request last week for Trudeau to resign as leader of the party, giving him until today to respond. Bloc Québécois has given Trudeau's government until tomorrow to pass two pieces of legislation or an election would be triggered. Now, the Bloc wants an increase in old age security payments and a boost to supply management. Otherwise, Bloc leader Yves-François Blanchet has said his party will start talks with other opposition parties about bringing down the minority Liberal government.
A western lowland gorilla at the Toronto Zoo is showing concerning health issues. The zoo expressed concerns on social media that the 52-year-old gorilla they call Charles is showing symptoms of significant heart issues. Western lowland gorillas usually live between 30 and 40 years in the wild, and Charles has been at the zoo for more than 50 years. He's being monitored right now by the zoo's wildlife health and care teams to keep him as comfortable as they monitor him. Ontario's tourism minister says Marineland may not be part of the province's grand vision for a revamped Niagara region. Stan Cho says the province would like a major amusement park to anchor the area as the province hopes to turn Niagara Falls into the Las Vegas of the North. While the minister has not spoken to Marineland, which is up for sale, he says there's a lot of space for an amusement park outside the 1,000 acres that it sits on. Cho says the province wants to see more casinos, fine dining, and mass transit to boost tourism, and says the entire Niagara region has untapped potential in its wineries and beaches. Marineland has been up for sale for a year, but has yet to announce a new deal. A reminder that daylight saving time is ending soon as we fall back to get that extra hour of sleep on Sunday. At 2 a.m. on November 3rd, the clocks will turn back 1 hour, yes, meaning that the days will feel shorter until March when the clocks change again. Most of North America and Europe take part in daylight saving time, with Arizona, Hawaii, and Iceland as exceptions. Earlier this month, Quebec's government launched a survey asking people if the province should abolish the sleep-stealing tradition.
Yeah, I know it's going to get dark earlier, but for parents with kids that go to school, they're getting up so much later because it's almost like 8 o'clock by the time it gets the sun's coming up. So it is good news there. All right, let's get into Sportsline. Now, with the Ticats season officially over after a loss to Ottawa on Friday night, it will be another Hamilton football team playing Ottawa this weekend. At Forge FC could not pull out a win against their rivals from Calgary yesterday.
Ree Rudolph officiated the final at Pacific beat Forge here. Here's Warshevsky. He's through the legs of Kalelat, and Cavalry strike first in Hamilton.
Yeah, after losing in the CPL final last year at Tim Hortons Field, Cavalry FC will now host the final in Calgary this year after a goal by the Golden Boot leader in the regular season, Tobias Warchewski, the 28th minute after tracking down that pass from his keeper to score the only goal of the match. 1-0 the final in the 1-2 playoff, meaning Cavalry will host the final while Ford has some work to do to win their 5th CPL title. They will host Atletico Ottawa with a berth in the final on the line Saturday afternoon.
Pressure up the middle, dancing around, throws, has a completion, and a touchdown. It's Dalton Kincaid for 6.
Yeah, Bills on the West Coast yesterday had little trouble with the Seahawks in Seattle as Josh Allen would toss 2 touchdown passes and a dominating 31-10 win. So that's 3 straight wins for the Bills, who are atop the AFC East with a 6-2 record. Miami well back in second at 2-5, while both the Jets and Patriots at 2-6 after New England beat Aaron Rodgers and the Jets on Sunday. Bills Mafia, it's going to be rocking Sunday when the rivals from Miami arrive. Let's go to the Sunday Nighter from San Francisco. 49ers put up 21 points in the third quarter and then held off the Cowboys for their 4th win of the season. QB Brock Purdy tossed a touchdown and ran for another. Well, that Cowboys did mount a comeback in the 4th, but it fell short, so they dropped to 3-4 in the year. The highlight, though, from the NFL yesterday, that came from Washington, as they had to toss a Hail Mary against the Bears.
Comes down to one last play, and it's going to be getting longer by the second. You're all the way back at the 30-yard line. Now you can step into it. Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line, and the ball is caught! It's a miracle!
Oh, what a moment for rookie QB Jalen Daniels, who tossed his first Hail Mary to Noah Brown, who was just standing all alone in the end zone. Dropped it right in his breadbasket to give the Commanders the thrill an 18-15 last-second win over a shocked Chicago Bears squad. Commanders, they also moved to 6-2 in the year. Bears, they go to 3-4. All right, to the hardcore. How about Hamilton's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in mid-season form for his OKC Thunder? Was dominating again last night against the Atlanta Hawks. SGA was an assist away from his 3rd triple-double. But he did put an impressive stat line together of 35 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, as his Thunder are now 3-0 with a 128-104 win over the Hawks. Let's go to tonight, because Game 3 of the World Series happens in New York as things shift there with the Dodgers up 2-0. But concerns for the Dodgers superstar Shohei Ohtani have eased a bit after it appeared to have some shoulder concerns in Game 2 after getting thrown out at second base trying to steal. But according to his manager, Dave Roberts, the team is banking on Ohtani being in the starting lineup despite partially dislocating his shoulder. Yankee Stadium, well, that will be rocking as New York needs to win to avoid falling behind 3-0 first pitch just after 8.
All right, let's have a look at your traffic now. 13 minutes past 6 on your Monday, and a good start to the day so far. It's fairly busy in some areas, but in general terms, things are moving along in good shape. Let's go down, first of all, to the Burlington Skyway Bridge area, which is usually slow this time of day. Well, it's building up here, coming towards us, heading into the Burlington area from Stony Creek, moving along a little bit around the corner. Fairly busy now east of Guelph Line, but moving along quite nicely. Ford Plant, seeing no problems. Up by Pearson Airport, airport. Well, that's not reporting right now, and neither's that camera. And lots of our cameras not working right now. So that's what we've got on the go. So traffic so far, in general terms, is moving along in pretty good shape. The usual slow areas are slow, but not so bad out there at all. What's ahead for us? Well, we've been talking about it for the last 3 or 4 days, and that is warmer air coming our way, and warmer air will be coming our way, and we'll notice that as early as, well, tomorrow. Today, though, will still be a couple of degrees above seasonal. High pressure is with us. We're going to get some increased clearing as the day goes along, and as that high pressure goes by us, more and more warm air is going to come up. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday look well above seasonal, maybe double the normal temperature for this time of year. Tomorrow, we could see a little shower and maybe even a thunderstorm roll through the area. And as we look ahead on Thursday, another low pressure system. Thursday, of course, is important because that's Halloween. Are we going to get a little bit of rain? Well, we'll check that in a second. Temperatures right now, Forest and Hamilton, Grimsby 7 along with Toronto and the Mississauga area, so we're a little bit above seasonal temperature-wise. Sun will be up at 7:50 a.m. down at 6:16 p.m. Normal highs 11 degrees. For today, we're looking for a high of 14 degrees and some clearing skies, UV on the moderate scale, and it'll be kind of gusty at about 40 km/h winds. So for tonight, a little on the cooler side, but still above seasonal. Light winds, clear skies for the most part, and a quick look at tomorrow. Here's what we've got on the go. Chance of showers, maybe even a thunderstorm throughout the day. 50 km/h wind gusts, but look at the temperature, 22 degrees, should be 11 this time of year. And we'll look at the extended forecast coming up in the next few minutes. But that's a look at things for now.
Cool. Twice as warm as it's supposed to be.
Okay, there we go. You can stick around, Steve.
Yeah.
We like you.
We like you. Brian is off all week again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's in Portugal.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, coming up in business news, dock workers in Montreal are just wrapping up a one-day strike. We'll tell you what it's affecting. 6:18 on your Monday morning, and in overseas trading, our dollar is up 3 basis points at 71.99 cents U.S. Gold has lost about $10. Crude oil is down $3.66, trading at a bit more than $68 a barrel. Midday trading in Europe, markets are up in London, Frankfurt, and Paris.
Off to Asia we go. Markets were up in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. North American markets last week. Yeah, some losses for the TSX on Bay Street, triple-digit losses for the Dow Jones, some slight gains for the Nasdaq. Let's see how they do in a new trading week, the last week of October. Takes place a little bit later this morning.
Montreal dock workers are just wrapping up a one-day strike to put more pressure on their employer. The union, representing close to 1,200 longshore workers at the country's second biggest port, gave notice last week for a complete work stoppage that would run from 7 yesterday morning until 7 this morning. This is on top of an ongoing refusal for overtime. The Maritime Employers Association says activity linked to grain vessels, though, and the supply of Newfoundland and Labrador are being maintained because of a decision by the Canadian Industrial Relations Board.
From the sea to the air, because American Airlines is testing a new technology at 3 U.S. airports to cut down on passengers trying to jump the line during boarding. So it's set up at Albuquerque International in New Mexico, Tucson International Airport in Arizona, and Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport in Virginia. So this new tech alerts gate agents with an audible sound if a passenger tries to scan a ticket ahead of their assigned boarding group. The gate agent will let the passenger know they're unable to accept the pass and ask them to rejoin the line to board when their group is called. American Airlines says it's pleased with the results thus far.
Well, McDonald's in the United States has resumed selling quarter pounders in all of its restaurants. The move comes after tests showed the beef patties used in the burgers tested negative for E. coli. An outbreak of E. coli linked to the quarter pounder just in the States had affected at least 75 people in 13 U.S. states. One person died from the bacteria. U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the U.S. Food and Drug Administration are trying to figure out the source of that outbreak.
All right, there's some business stories for you. It shows you how much I know when it comes to weather, because last week when we finished up this warm little snap, I'm like, that's it, folks. All right, we're getting back to normal now. Nope. Steve will tell you all about that coming up after the break.
It is 6:24 on your Monday morning. Good start to the day. Weather not a factor in weather today, although temperatures will be a couple of degrees above seasonal, so looking not too bad. We'll get to that in a second, but now it's just checking our highways down towards Niagara. Things are fairly light as we speak. Looking at the Garden City Skyway, westbound, both directions looking okay. Up and around Hamilton, though, getting fairly busy. The Skyway eastbound, of course, coming towards us from Stony Creek into the Hamilton area is ramped up just a little bit. And even making the turn there at the QEW east of Guelph line, we're seeing things fairly busy, although things stretch out just a little bit and look not too bad. Up by Pearson Airport, traffic's looking all right now, moving along, but it is getting busy early today, so just be aware of that when you're heading out the door. And again, weather not a factor in weather, at least for today. Tomorrow, well, that could be a little bit different, but we'll talk about that right now. So on the go here, we do have high pressure will help to start to clear the skies this morning, especially in Hamilton, and maybe a little bit more cloud than in Halton or in the Hamilton or in the Niagara area, but we'll see some clearing. And also you'll notice, maybe not so much today, but tomorrow we'll see a little bit of warmer air coming our way and a chance of shower or even a thunderstorm. And as we look ahead, again, coming here on the far west here, we are seeing a low pressure system, which Thursday may affect the weather, not exactly sure yet. Monday's planner looks like this, temperatures up to 13, 14 degrees, so we'll see graduating amounts of sun as the day goes along, so should be not a bad day at all. A little gusty winds, though, out there today. Temperatures to start the day, 11 to 13 degrees as you head out the door, so that's not too bad. And looking at the extended forecast, we do see Thursday, which of course is Halloween, 60% chance of rain, which we have been watching since yesterday. But look at these temperatures, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, cooling off but drying up into the weekend. That's it for now.
All right, thanks, Steve. I'm going to go back to 2019 because a very unusual piece of art, Annette, was sold for $100,000. Now it's back up for sale. How much do you think it is?
It could go for $1.5 million. So this art is a banana, a real banana that's duct taped to a wall. It's called The Comedian, and it was created by Maurizio Catalan, known for satirical pieces that challenge pop culture. 3 editions of this piece were bought in the past. Sotheby's says the conceptual artwork and the physical materials are replaced with every installation. So that includes the duct tape, the banana, and a certificate of authenticity, and then installation instructions. The new sale at Sotheby's New York headquarters is coming up November 20th. So when it's done, do you make banana bread and then put it on the wall?
Because, like, how long does a banana last? A week?
Oh, not even that.
Not even a week.
Yeah.
Right.
And then are fruit flies included?
Are you have fruit flies at your plate? We have tons of fruit.
Yeah, because it's cold outside, right?
Yeah, so they're all coming in. Oh, goodness.
Coming in.
Very appealing anyways. Okay. Yeah.
We got to split.
Low-hanging fruit there, I guess, huh? I missed you.
I missed you too.
Okay, see you in a couple minutes.